Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. With just 3 days left until service begins for Dragalia Lost, for today's video I'd like to present 10 tips for newcomers to the game based on all of the information we have available so far. Whether you're entirely new to gacha games or already a seasoned pro, here is my advice to make your experience with Dragalia Lost as positive and rewarding as possible. Number 10. Know your dailies. Just like most other games as services, Dragalia Lost will incentivize players to check back in regularly. For starters, just by logging in, players earn free rewards. These include both daily items and consecutive login bonuses, and they can be collected using the gift icon in the top right corner of the game's home screen. Next to that gift icon, you'll also see what look like feathers or dragon wings. These are known as multi-points. They're used to join co-op rooms, and presumably they will refill daily as well. Besides these free login bonuses, you'll also want to check out what notifications, missions, events, and shop deals are new each day. Daily or weekly missions, as well as limited time events, will help you decide what to prioritize and how to spend your time in the game. And when it comes to shop deals, there seem to be daily updates there as well. In some gacha games, like Azure Lane, there are daily missions which reward you for summoning each day, effectively replacing the cost of resources spent to summon. If Dragalia Lost is similar, then using the daily deal each day is a no-brainer. Otherwise, it's probably still worth checking out, since it might include unique features like guaranteed units, better odds, or a lower summoning cost. Number 9. Try Autobattle. Whether you're clearing daily missions or looking to burn through some built-up stamina, Autobattle is a wonderful feature in a game like Dragalia Lost. From what we've seen in the Nintendo Direct, Dragalia Lost has at least one auto-battle setting, though we don't know yet if it's fully automatic or just automates character movement. Either way, with resources to grind for like rupees and mana, missions to complete, and weapons and wormprints to collect, being able to easily farm while doing other tasks is essential. Anytime you've mastered a level, consider trying out Autobattle and seeing how your units fare. It just may make your life a whole lot easier, especially when it comes to repeated tasks and grinding. Number 8. Remember the Halidom. Of course, there's another means of obtaining resources in Dragalia Lost outside of login bonuses, event rewards, and spoils from battle. That's right, it's the game's castle building mode, the Halidom. Once unlocked via the story, the Halidom is a key source of recurring materials in Dragalia Lost. By building out their castles with facilities like rupee mines, players can accrue valuable resources passively over time. Other facilities may even grant buffs to improve character performance in battle. Since both construction and resource production are timer-based, it's important to manage the Halidom and check back in as needed to prevent your storehouse from filling up. You'll want to visit the Halidom at least daily, since at the very least, new food will be available for purchase each day at the Dragon Roost. Each time you feed your dragons, your bonds with them grow, boosting your overall shapeshift time in battle. The earlier you assemble key facilities, the more resources like rupees you'll collect over the long run, so the Halidom is a great investment early in the game. Number 7. Conserve Resources. And speaking of resources, you'll want to be judicious in how you spend in-game currencies, especially if you're a free-to-play or low-investment player. Some items can be farmed in battle. You can feel comfortable spending these without much fear of obtaining more. Some examples include bronze whetstone and bronze crystals, which are used to level up weapons and characters respectively. You'll also obtain EXP, rupees, and mana as battle rewards. Even some lower rarity weapons and wormprints are shown as battle spoils. Generally speaking, there's no need to be too precious with items like these. Where you want to be a little more conservative then is when it comes to the currencies used for summoning, namely Wormite and Diamantium. Wormite is a free rainbow-colored currency obtained in-game, while Diamantium is a premium paid currency purchased with real money. You should save these for summoning and, if possible, stick to daily deals and tenfold summons when spending them. Other items may substitute for Wormite and Diamantium when trying to summon, for instance, tickets given out as login bonuses or event rewards. You'll also want to use these carefully, but be sure not to hold them too long, as they may have expiration dates. Number 6. Invest in story heroes. Of course, hoarding everything you obtain would be no fun, so where do I recommend you spend your hard-earned materials? Well, as I already mentioned, the Halidom is a good early choice, particularly for buildings that grant a steady stream of resources over time. Besides that though, I suggest prioritizing the story adventurers and dragons when it comes to upgrading. Because they're given to everyone who plays Dragalia Lost, these characters are fair game for things like daily, weekly, or monthly missions and events. In order to make your experience with the game easier, I suggest saving up Eldwater, obtained when summoning duplicates of characters, and possibly through other means, in order to remote your story heroes and raise their rarity to 5 stars, thereby raising their max level cap. Number 5. Take your time. Amid all of this talk of optimization, building your Halidom early, and so on, it's also important that I mention something else. Take your time. No, seriously. Once Dragalia Lost launches, you may feel a madcap rush to max out your characters, summon your favorite waifu, or clear all the game's story content. But when it comes to gacha games, patience can provide you a much better experience. It's inevitable that Cygames and Nintendo will be making adjustments to improve the quality of life in Dragalia Lost as time goes on, and as the game develops, the meta will shift and fluctuate. If you can fight the need to be on the cutting edge, to summon constantly on new showcases, or to drop a lot of cash on the game right away, you may end up in a better position overall, both in terms of enjoying the game and in terms of making smarter purchasing or summoning decisions. When summoning showcases are available for weeks at a time, there's no need to rush in and spend all your hard-saved Warmite. Be patient and you may end up with your favorite character sooner than you think. Number 4. Do the math. Once you decide to summon in this game, whether you rush into it or not, make sure you have the best information at your disposal. And that means doing the math. Once the game launches, we'll have a much clearer picture of what daily deals entail, as well as what the odds are for obtaining various adventurers, wormprints, and dragons using single and tenfold summons. Understand that in any gacha game, randomness is a factor. Look up the math before summoning and try to keep your expectations realistic to avoid being disappointed. Besides summoning math, you'll want to be extra careful if you choose to spend money on this game and buy Diamantium. The dollar cost per Diamantium isn't necessarily the cheapest at the largest purchase quantity, so if you plan on buying a lot, double check which bundle is most affordable before your purchase. And this should go without saying, but if you do decide to whale, make sure the math behind your personal finances is in order too. I don't want to see anyone going broke over a mobile game, as addicting as they might be. Number 3. Experiment. Of course, conserving resources, doing math, and being patient still isn't the most exciting advice. So while those are my priors about how best to enjoy Dragalia Lost, remember these aren't rules set in stone. With the game being so new and having a simultaneous release, there are a lot of unknowns. Wikis are still empty, new player guides are non-existent, and even those covering the game just have first impressions to go off of. Remember that the game is what you make of it. Don't be afraid to mix and match adventurers with a variety of dragons, wormprints, and weapons. Try out that new adventurer you got lucky and summoned just to see how they work and what synergies they have with your team. In a recent interview published in Chinese and translated by Apple is Bad on Reddit, the game's director said there's no stamina lost when missions are failed, so there's really nothing to lose. There are no rubrics or best builds at this point, so it's up to you and the Dragalia Lost community to experiment and discover what works best. Number 2. Find friends. And regarding the community, why not make some friends while you're playing? Whether it's over on the game's Reddit and the corresponding Discord server, writing for a wiki, or posting on YouTube, there's lots of opportunities to get involved and meet people through this game. And since multiplayer and raids are an inherent part of Dragalia Lost, every story quest can be played in co-op after all, it's great to have buddies, be they part of your local friend group or an online outlet. And because many of you asked, I'm pleased to announce I've opened a Discord server for this channel. I'll post a link in the description below, and I hope to see you there. Number 1. Have fun. Alright, so you must have seen this coming, right? That's right, of course, this tip supersedes all of the others, no matter how cliche it is. Dragalia Lost is a game at the end of the day, so if you aren't having fun, what's the point? If that means you want to go solo, blow all your Warmite, or 5-star your Hispando, who am I to judge? But I am curious though, just what appeals to you about Dragalia Lost? How do you think you'll have the most fun playing it? What is your plan when you start the game? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. In just a few weeks, this channel has gone from 0 to around 200 subscribers. I'm excited as always to continue to grow the channel with you and dive into Dragalia Lost this week. Your thoughts and feedback are appreciated, so keep it coming. There's something else I want to say though. The more I've worked on this channel, the more I've come to understand the type of content I like to create. When trying to capture footage and commentary of Fire Emblem Heroes, I sort of realized that, besides my hardware not being up to snuff, I tend to enjoy more edited, analytical content much more. In order to enjoy Dragalia Lost, I think I'd most like to play through the story myself rather than record it. I still want to make videos of my summoning sessions though, as well as impressions and analysis, so expect more along those lines over the next few weeks. I hope you're looking forward to it. With all of that said, thank you once again, and see you next time.